Israel declares a 48-hour state of emergency. Israeli military has warned Hezbollah would soon fire rockets and possibly missiles and drones into Israel. Sirens sounded in northern Israel soon after the warning, and Israeli military says that its warplanes are hitting Hezbollah targets in Lebanon after detecting moves to fire missiles and rockets into Israel. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a meeting with members of his cabinet following this announcement, and that the army was launching airstrikes inside Lebanon targeting Hezbollah positions. Now, Israel said that Lebanese civilians had been warned to immediately leave areas where Hezbollah was operating. Shortly afterwards, Hezbollah said that it had launched a large-scale drone attack on Israel in response to last month's killing of the group's senior military commander. Here's what the Israel Defense Forces spokesperson said.
The IDF identified Hezbollah terrorist organization preparing to fire missiles, rockets towards Israeli territory. In a self-defense act to remove these threats, the IDF is striking terror targets in Lebanon from which Hezbollah was planning to launch their attacks on Israeli civilians.
I'm being joined by Tara Karta, the former director of National Security Council Secretariat. Thank you for joining us. Can this be seen as a serious escalation between Israel and Lebanon? We had seen such an escalation a bit earlier as well, but this time this is a preemptive strike that Israel has conducted.
I think, yeah, it is very serious. I mean, I don't think it takes a great deal of expertise to say that, because this is as it is, it's all balanced on the edge of a cliff. This whole issue of the Gaza talks and the reaction to Fuad Shukr, which they were saying that they will launch a strike in retaliation for his killing last month. So the only thing is, it is also probably a kind of a positioning ahead of talks. You know that the talks, I think they've just left, I think today, for the talks in Egypt. The head of the Israeli intelligence and a bunch of people are meeting. CIA chief William Burns, I think the Qatar PM, the Egyptian intel chief, they're all meeting for talks which are going to be very critical in this period. So this is probably also a sort of a positioning to say that we are strong and we will attack whoever attacks us. Which is what Israel has always done. And well, to an extent, all of us also sympathize with that position of having a foreign-backed actor who's attacking your country. They did an attack on an Israeli Defense Forces base. So it is definitely, it's a very, very dangerous thing, and it is bad not just for the region, it's bad for the whole world.
Right, Dr. Karta, now this of course comes at a time after Kamala Harris's speech as well. We had seen that the US then saying that no matter what, they are going to be supporting Israel. That could be a confidence boost for Israel as well.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, this is a very psychological and a very smart time to do what you want, because there is the whole situation in the US versus elections is not just that normal, because there is so much of, what shall I say, bitterness between the candidates. There's so much of difference in positioning among the candidates. And right now, you can expect that any candidate will declare 100% support for Israel. That is how it's going to be.
Right.
But then we also know that there is a very strong Israel lobby in the US, and they've always had what they wanted, right? From the administration, no matter which one it is, Israel has always had its way. And it is like what you can say, a sort of a US aircraft carrier sitting in the Middle East. And it has been that for years. So for the rest of the world, it is a fact that the war in the Gaza war, I mean, we are talking of protests in 92 countries, right? More than 3,000, 4,000 protests in 92 countries is no small thing. It's a very dangerous situation, and Muslims everywhere are furious. It's something which we also have to take into account. There is a very, very strong anger that the Gaza issue is not being sorted out to the extent. And the problem, is that the new leader who's now there in terms of Yahya Sinwar is even more hardline than the others.
Right.
So any chances of, I don't know, I rate the chances of getting any kind of even a move towards a ceasefire. That's all we're talking. We're not talking of peace. Way, way, way down the line. Right now, we're talking of a ceasefire. And Yahya Sinwar actually wants war. Given his background and his the fact that he knows the Israelis. This is a guy who has studied the Israelis. and who else? He's been in Israeli prisons, and he has no desire for a peace. So I don't see this de-escalating except for one thing,
Right,
which is that Iran
right,
has not reacted to the killing of this Hani on their territory, which is to me is very puzzling. I mean, they are saying, the head of
right.
IRGC said, "We've got time to do it. We can do it at a later time. We will choose our time of response." But it is Iran, as you know, has actually let them know when they strike. I mean, they've been very not on the back foot. I'll say they are not trying to escalate. That is our
Right.
only hope in this mess, that Iran is backing off from escalation, which is, well, let's hope it continues.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this development.